In a quiet, wooded area of Philadelphia, on a cold February day in 1957, a college student stumbled upon something that would haunt generations. Lying in a discarded bassinet box was the body of a little boy. Naked, beaten, and nameless. He had no identity. No missing child report matched him. No one came forward to claim him. For over 60 years, he was known only as the boy in the box. A child forgotten by the world, until he wasn't. This is the tragic mystery of America's unknown child, a case filled with heartache, dead ends, and theories that stretch from heartbreaking to horrifying. Pushpin, welcome back to True Crime Hub, where we delve into the darkest mysteries and coldest cases. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and let's journey together into the shadows of justice. On February 25, 1957, a young man out checking animal traps in a desolate area of Fox Chase, Philadelphia, made a chilling discovery. Inside a discarded J.C. Penney cardboard box, originally used to ship a baby bassinet, lay the body of a boy. The boy appeared to be between 3 and 7 years old, though his small, emaciated frame made exact age estimation difficult. His body was wrapped in a cheap, plaid blanket. He was naked. His hair had been crudely cut, possibly post-mortem, as tufts of hair clung to his shoulders. There were bruises covering his body, head to toe. He had a swollen face, and his arms showed signs of malnourishment. His hands and feet were wrinkled, as if they had been submerged in water for hours. But there were no obvious signs of sexual abuse. No broken bones. No identifying birthmarks. Just silence and suffering. The boy had been tossed like trash. Police were called immediately. Investigators hoped someone would recognize him, that a mother or father would report a missing son. But no one did. Not that day. Not that year. Not for decades. Detectives dubbed him the boy in the box. Flyers were printed and distributed en masse. Over 400,000 were mailed out to homes, published in newspapers, and sent to police departments nationwide. A postmortem photo was retouched to show what he might have looked like alive, in hopes that someone, somewhere, would recognize his face. Volunteers canvassed orphanages, foster homes, hospitals, and schools. They followed hundreds of leads. A team of officers combed through the area. They found the box had been originally sold at a J.C. Penney, but no record could trace who had bought it. The blanket? Mass-produced. Useless. They fingerprinted the boy. No matches. They checked missing children reports across all 48 states at the time. Still, nothing. It was as if the child had simply appeared out of thin air. The case was so strange and disturbing, it drew national media attention. Yet even with all eyes on Philadelphia, the identity of the child remained a mystery. Several theories began to emerge, each more chilling than the last. Theory 1. The foster home nearby. Just a short distance from where the body was found stood a foster home. A psychic, brought in out of desperation, led investigators there. Detectives discovered a bassinet similar to the box's origin had once been sold to that home. They also noticed blankets similar in style to the one the boy had been wrapped in. But police found nothing concrete, no missing records, no definitive link. The home was never charged with any wrongdoing, and the trail went cold. Theory 2. The carnival child. Another theory suggested the boy had been the child of carnival workers or travelers, people who moved often and could easily hide a child's identity. This could explain why no one reported him missing. If the child had no birth certificate, no school enrollment, and no ties, he could disappear without a trace. Again, the theory had no solid evidence. Theory 3. Family cover-up. In the late 1990s, a woman referred to only as M came forward with a disturbing confession. She claimed her mother had purchased the boy, named Jonathan, from his birth parents. She said the boy was abused, kept hidden, and eventually killed when he vomited in the bathtub. Her story described details that weren't publicly released, like the boy eating baked beans and having a haircut shortly before death. However, M had a history of mental illness. Her story couldn't be verified. And again, no charges were filed. Each theory offered a glimpse into a possible truth, but none could answer the central question: who was this child? Despite the lack of progress, the city of Philadelphia never gave up. The boy was buried in a potter's field, with a simple headstone that read, "Heavenly Father, bless this unknown boy." Later, in 1998, his body was exhumed for DNA analysis. He was reburied at Ivy Hill Cemetery, under a new headstone, America's Unknown Child. The case became a passion project for many. Retired detectives, forensic experts, genealogists, everyone wanted to solve the mystery of the boy with no name. Countless hours were poured into the case. Faces were reconstructed using forensic clay, artists created lifelike sketches, even facial approximation through 3D modeling was tried. Still, the silence endured. But technology was evolving. And finally, after decades of grief, hope, and relentless determination, the breakthrough came. In November 2022, through the tireless efforts of forensic genealogists and DNA technology, the boy in the box was finally identified. His name was Joseph Augustus Zarelli. Born January 13, 1953, Joseph was just 4 years old when his life was taken. Investigators traced his identity through distant relatives in public DNA databases. Slowly, piece by piece, the puzzle came together. Joseph's parents were both from prominent Philadelphia families, but they had never reported him missing. Authorities believe he was born out of wedlock, which may have led to shame, secrecy, and tragedy. His identity was hidden for decades, not because no one knew who he was, but because no one wanted to claim him. Though we now know his name, Joseph's story is far from over. Authorities have not revealed who is responsible for his death. Whether it was a parent, guardian, or someone else entirely remains under investigation. Philadelphia Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw stated, "We may never know all the details, but what we do know is that this child now has a name, and that matters." Joseph was not just a case file. He was a little boy, full of potential, likely filled with laughter, curiosity, and innocence, snuffed out far too soon. His grave, now adorned with flowers and tributes from across the world, finally bears a name. And with that name comes dignity, recognition, humanity. The boy in the box haunted America for over 65 years. But Joseph Augustus Zarelli is no longer unknown. He is no longer a faceless symbol of tragedy. He is a son, a soul, and a name that will not be forgotten. If his story teaches us anything, it's this: every life matters. No child should suffer in silence. No case is too old to seek justice. And no victim is truly forgotten, as long as someone keeps asking questions. Rest in peace, Joseph. You are finally home. Loudspeaker, if this case moved you, please like this video to help spread Joseph's story. Subscribe to True Crime Hub for more stories where we honor victims, uncover hidden truths, and keep cold cases alive. Drop a comment. Do you believe someone will ever be held accountable for Joseph's death? Move a camera until next time. Stay safe and stay curious.